You're in the Business Insurance Zone with me, Steve Savant, national financial columnist and financial color commentator. We're at the Georgia Dome for the NCAA Finals. Our salute to March Madness and the Final Four product review. And featured on this show today, term life insurance with nationally recognized goddess of the grids, Jessica Lopez.
When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.
Well, welcome everyone to our special event, the Business Insurance Zone at the Georgia Dome. And unbelievable, we're broadcasting not only to our normal nationwide audience of financial advisors, but we're running a huge feed off our embedded email somewhere around to the tune of almost 500,000 active agents. Unbelievable. And to help me today with all that is term life insurance and the spreadsheet mania that we talk about, the goddess of the grids herself, Jessica Lopez.
Steve, great to be here.
I'm great. And by the way, I have to say, you're the only guest this week that's dressed a little basketball, and next year I'm wearing a coach's outfit.
Go IU.
By the way, yeah, we're supposed to be an objective. We're supposed to be an objective show.
Supposed to be.
And a little Indiana going on here.
Yeah.
And by the way, they are one of the top 4 seeds. So hey, what can you say?
See what happens.
And they come from the Big Ten, which has many teams involved in this. I mean, I think they got 6, 8, whatever they have. It's going to be huge. AG 38, they said the term market was going to change. Same thing with GUL, because it was mostly guaranteed universal life and a little bit of fixed annuities. But did it really affect the price grids? I was told we were going to see these long-term term rates we're going to talk about in a second. They're going to push these numbers through the roof. Well, they didn't do that. Right. Everybody, there's been some accommodation, and the pricing hasn't gone. But I have to say, not only are we even money on a lot of these, but some of these contracts actually went down. Jesse, let's talk about male 45, non-smoker, $1 million. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at super preferred, preferred plus, preferred non-smoker, and standard plus and standard as one column. So when we give numbers, they're going to be 4 columns because some standard beats some of the good standard plus numbers, shockingly enough. Right. So depending upon how we paired it up, this is all free. You know, all you have to do is go out to our site, thebiz.tv, and say, hey, I want that term report, and we'll send it to you.
Absolutely. So basically, to make this easy for everybody, what I'm going to do is go ahead and go through the super preferred, preferred plus categories first. Again, we're looking at a male, age 45, $1 million in death benefit. So we're going to go with the top 4. And number 1 would be Protective Life. This is a 10-year term product. At $585.25. Next in line would be Banner with their op term 10, and that's $605. Then we have Principal at $605, neck and neck, and then we have Lincoln Life Elements at $610. Now to the next category, which would be preferred, we have Protective again at $770.26. We have Banner and Principal neck and neck at $795, and just a hair below that we have Lincoln at $790.
Yeah, my surprise here totally is Principal National. I mean, they're playing. They've invaded the term market now. I mean, especially at this younger age.
Absolutely. Now, next, looking at preferred. We have, again, Protective at $770. We have Banner and Principal, $795. And we have Lincoln at $790. Now, jumping to the next rate class category, this is where you can really see some surprises because you're going to see a blend of standard non-smoker and standard plus. And depending on the carrier, you know, sometimes the rates for standard are going to be better than a standard plus rate class. Yeah. So with Protective Life, we're looking at $1,255. Banners less at $1,055. Lower than that's going to be Principal at $1,045. And then we have Lincoln at $1,310.
I'm still laughing at the euphemism of super standard. You know?
Yes.
Now remember, we're not going to be able to get through all this. We're just trying to give you an idea of the grid, how you can order it, and how we're reading it.
Okay, now, next on our list, we're going to look at the tobacco and smoker rate classes. This is, again, for male age 45. Death benefit is $1 million. And you're going to see that really Prudential and John Hancock are going to win hands down. Now, I do want to make sure that everybody is aware of the differences between the 2 Prudential Life products that are available. Anytime you go out there, either on CompuLife or iPipeline, you're going to see a Prudential, a Pruco Essential, and Elite. And really the difference between the 2 is going to have everything to do with conversion. So the product that's going to be just a hair more expensive, still better than a lot of the other carriers out there, is going to be the Elite product, and that's because there's more flexibility when it comes to conversion opportunity there. Basically, you are given conversion credit as long as you convert within the first 5 years of taking on that policy. So starting first with tobacco rate classes, this would be non-smoker, smokeless, so basically non-cigarette. So chew, pipe, you know, chew, Nicorette.
And my favorite, snuff. Oh.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So the Pruco Essential is going to be $1,425. The Elite product for Pru is going to be $1,535. And then if we jump down to, if we take a look at, say, John Hancock, jumping to, say, a 15-year term, that's going to be $2,350. And MetLife is also competitive at $2,500 and change.
Yeah, these grids are really interesting because you have non-cigarette tobacco, then you have your preferred smoker, which I find is an oxymoron personally,
right.
And then you have your regular or standard smoker, and everybody's playing in this in different areas, and boy, do they change, because you remember, we just read the first 4, now we're reading another 4 on smokers, and it's completely different people. Right. So remember, actuarial science, is it really a science? I don't know. How can the disparity be so great among all these carriers?
Exactly. All right, so let's take a look. The next category is going to be non-smoker rate classes for age 55. Male, death benefit is still $1 million. So we're going to take a look, first of all, at the super preferred and preferred plus categories. Looking at number 1 would be protective at $1,585. Then we're looking at Lincoln Life, $1,600. AXA Equitable at $1,605. And then Principal and Banner neck and neck at $1,605.
When you think about these grids and how tight they are in the top 4, we just gave you the top 4. These grids are actually, the spread can be almost 15 to 20% from the first place to the 20th. I didn't even say the last place.
Right.
I said the 20th ranked. It's important to exactly look what Jessica talked about. Is this actually convertible or not? After the break, we're going to continue ranking the top 4 term carriers with Jessica Lopez. And don't forget to enroll in IULUniversity.com for the best training, education, and sales support when it comes to life insurance for retirement income.
You're listening to the insurance industry's #1 resource for products, planning ideas, carrier information, and interviews you can use. When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.
Did you know the average 401k runs out of money just 7 to 8 years into retirement? Time Magazine, the Wall Street Journal, and many other publications have warned of the difficulty of saving with a 401k. But what if there was a way to create tax-free lifetime retirement income with no stock market risk? Good news, there is.
You know, living in fear of the next market dive is not the way I want to live my life.
Why would I go out there and take on risk when I don't need to?
I have a lot less stress knowing I can't lose any more of my retirement savings in the stock market.
Call now to receive your free, no-obligation analysis of what this retirement vehicle could do for you, a comparison to your current retirement plan, and a free video that explains this exciting opportunity. Start planning a retirement you can enjoy instead of worrying about future tax increases and stock market losses. Creating income that will last your entire life is the most important thing you'll ever do. Take control of your future. Call now for your free analysis, comparison, and video.
Well, welcome back to the Business Insurance Zone, and we're at the Georgia Dome for the NCAA Finals. Our salute to March Madness and our Final Four product review. I'm Steve Savant with Jessica Lopez, and remember, you can sign up on our homepage to order today's blockbuster term report. Tomorrow we'll be doing our perm report at thebiz.tv. And just a heads up, before moving forward with anything that we talk about on the show, although today we're not talking about taxes, but just to disclaim myself, always consult your tax advisor and your broker-dealer compliance department. We're talking about our new Redux Term Life spreadsheet. It's all over now. AG 38's done. Some of it affected some of this. That's why we're bringing it up. And I want to now turn to the more tender gender. I want to turn to the gals here. Let's talk about females. We'll do 45. We'll do the non-smoker grid first, and $1 million, trying to keep in our pattern. Again, you can order this complete report, term and perm, by the way. Just go out thebiz.tv, sign up, and go ahead and say, I want the report, and we'll send it to you.
All right, Steve, well, we're going to go ahead and dig into the females. Here, $1 million death benefit, and we're going to start out with the non-smoker rate classes again, super preferred and preferred non-smoker. So what we're looking at is protective. This is, say, for example, the 10-year term product. That's $520 per annual premium. Looking at the next in line would be American National, $530 same as Lincoln Life, $530, and then Banner at $535.
Yeah, my surprise there is American National, because they have not been really a player. Now they're edging in through the female side of that equation. So they may become a new player. I don't know. We'll see.
Right, now next to the preferred, we're looking at Protective at $680, American National again at $700, and then we're looking at Lincoln and Banner at $690, $695. Jumping into the Standard Plus and Standard Non-Smoker rate classes, and as I mentioned, just as a reminder from the earlier segment, you know, you're going to see a lot of times that Standard Non-Smoker may be just as competitive or more than some of the Standard Pluses that are out there. So looking at Protective, we're looking at $1,020, American National $890.
Yeah, let me stop you there. This is where you get to see there's a 15% spread in the Standard and or Standard Plus market that I can't account for.
Right.
And when you see a 15% drop at the top end, we're talking about the top 4, that is a surprise. I'd wonder, are these guys going to try to buy American National? Are they going to try a piece of the market here? It looks like it.
Looks like it to me. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next. Let's take a look at now the tobacco and smoker rates for the same age, 45, $1 million in death benefit. So Prudential Life is going to be on top. Let's look at the tobacco rates. This is be smokeless tobacco. Age 45, that's going to be $1,245 for the essential product. Jumping down to the 15-year term on this would be $1,595. And then the 20 would be $1,915. Now, John Hancock is closely there to follow, which would be at the 15-year term $1,940, and the term on the 20 would be $2,020. Now, going to traditional smoke, you know, you are currently a cigarette smoker. We're looking at a range between $2,500 to $2,900 for Pru, and then we're looking at, with John Hancock on the 15 and the 20-year term, closer to the $4,000 range.
Now, Jesse, don't they do something, John Hancock, with their smoker? Don't they give you a little, because we're just reading the straight smoker, but don't they give a little perk for people who want to get off but are still smoking cigarettes?
Absolutely. If you have somebody who is currently a smoker but they have the desire to go ahead and quit, they actually do have an opportunity on their Permanent Life product line where they'll give them 3 years to quit smoking. So you can actually purchase the policy at a Standard Non-Smoker rate class. We'll illustrate it out at Standard Non-Smoker, and within 3 years, John Hancock will go back to your client and ask if they quit. They'll do labs to confirm it, and if they've gone ahead and quit smoking, then they'll go ahead and continue with the Standard Non-Smoker rate. If not, then that goes back up to the smoker rates.
I think that is a huge, fair way of approaching people who are really honestly trying to get off cigarettes. I wouldn't be using this to subvert the smoker market, but it is. I say that, but then it is.
Absolutely. So taking a look next at our females age 55, $1 million in death benefit. We're going to look at the non-smoker rate classes for these individuals. And Protective again on top. I'm seeing a common trend here. Yep. $1,170 for the annual premium. Looking at Lincoln and AXA neck and neck, as well as Banner, the 3 of them, $1,190 to $1,195 per year. Now moving down to the preferreds, we're looking at Protective at $1,440. We're looking at Lincoln at $1,480, and then we've got, say, Banner here at $1,455. Now, jumping over to the Standard Plus and the Standard Non-Smoker rate classes, again, you're going to see some significant differences there. Protective at $2,100 and change. We're looking at American National at $1,910 at their Standard Plus non-nicotine. And then for Standard Non-Smoker, AXA at, let's see here, $2,130. And then we have Banner, and it looks like, actually AXA Equitable are the same, I'm sorry, $1,115.
Yeah, I mean, this is really tight, and this is, and again, we're talking about our non-smoker, our non-smoker standard and Standard Plus area, where I find it a huge anomaly that American National is playing at this level. Right. To be honest with you, this is to me is the biggest surprise in the term market today.
It sounds like they mean business.
Well, and I guess that means they want your business. Okay.
All right, next we're going to take a look at the tobacco and the smoker rate classes. Again, for a female age 55, $1 million in death benefit. And for the 10-year with Prudential, you're looking at the essential product at $2,335. John Hancock is coming in at $3,700 and change. And again, as Steve mentioned, we do have all of this available to you at your request. And if you have somebody who's obviously not in this age range, we can go ahead and run those comparisons for you.
Again, of course, this is all going to change. We always track this every month. If there's any changes, we do it. But we thought when you're doing a show like this, especially after AG 38, We want to make sure you knew who the players were, and that's why we're here at the Dome. Remember, you can watch this show and all our shows all this week, and just go out to our website and order everything we talked about at thebiz.tv. Just sign up on our homepage. Well, that's the Buzz on the Biz for today. You've been in the zone, the business insurance zone.
You're listening to the insurance industry's #1 resource for products, planning ideas, carrier information, and interviews you can use. When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.